You're all doing well. Back with a quick little lick lesson this week. We're gonna be checking out doing some country bends. Now, by no means do I consider myself a country guitar player, but I love that little twangy sound that I can get out of these guitars. So I want to show you some typical stock kind of country guitar licks. So you can add these to your blues playing, pop style playing. Super cool stuff. So let's zoom in, break it on down. Alright guys, so what I'm doing here is we're playing essentially 3 different licks all in the key of C, and they're all in just 3 different octaves, so it's pretty much the same exact lick, but just playing it in 3 different positions. What's really cool about this is you're getting this twangy sound. I have my bridge pickup on, and I have the treble all the way up, so you kind of get that real percussive snap. And what I was doing is I was playing this all over just the one chord with this alternating bass line. So the chord with the bass line. So I was just kind of strumming that with the chord. So with the chord. And you're kind of getting that chucky. If you haven't seen my other videos about slap guitar, I'll link you to it. I'll put a card up here. But we're kind of doing that percussive slap. It's all the chords that we're playing over. So the first lick that I played is, you can think about these as figuring out where your triads are. If you can figure out where your triads are, C major triad, then you can apply these licks pretty easily. So this first triad, our first lick is based off this triad right here on the 5th position. And I'm basically doing an A chord shape, but I'm stacking with my 4th, 3rd, and 2nd finger, all up on the 5th fret of the B, G, and D strings. And what I'm doing is I'm picking these from the B, G to D, and then when I get to the D string, I'm bending up that. I'm putting my 1st finger behind it to give a little bit more support. Because what I want to do is I want to do a whole step bend to get this A note, the 7th fret of the D string. So essentially without the bend it would be this lick. But with that bend, and then I'm coming back down, putting a little vibrato on it. So with that, super cool, right? And you can pick it any single way you want. Sometimes I like going to the D, to the B, to the G, and then the bend. But sometimes I play it with just my 1st, 2nd, and 3rd finger. But it's hard for me to get that whole step bend. I can only really get a half step bend. So I use my fingering of 4, 3, and 2 so that I can use my 1st finger. So that would be lick number 1. Now, the other lick that I played was this one. This is super cool. So this is based off this C major triad based on the 8th fret. This is such a typical classic country bend. So what I'm doing here is I'm barring with my pinky on the 8th fret of the B and high E, just like I would if I was playing this way. But now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my 3rd finger on the 7th fret of the G string. I'm going to put my 1st finger on the 5th fret of the B string to give it support, because we're going to do a whole step bend while having this finger barred. So those notes would be like this. But what we want to do is we want to have it all at the same time. Put a little vibrato on that top, if you can. And what I'm doing is I'm picking those notes out all together. So what I do is I go, so one time all together, and then I'm picking the notes from the E string, B string to G string as it's bent up. And then I let that bend come down and put a little vibrato on the 5th fret of the G string, our C note. So from this lick to this. So just notice these are all based again out of your C major triad. So C major here, based out of this chord shape. C major here, based out of this chord shape. And now the last lick is going to be based off the D chord shape. So I'm going to move this D chord up shape to where I can find a C major triad. So it's going to be here. So first finger is going to be on 12 of the G, third finger will be on the 13th of the B, and second finger will be on 12 of the high E. And what I'm doing with this is I'm basically bending this G note up to an A note. So the same exact pitch that we did down here is going to be here. So we're just playing it in 2 different spots. And here. Now there's a couple different ways I like to finger this, because this can be a little bit tricky to get this whole step bend with your first finger. So it's possible. You just have to really work hard at it. That picking that I'm doing is I'm doing 3, 1, and 2, and then bend. So. And again, you can pick these any way you like. If you want to go straight up and down, or 1, 2, 3. But sometimes I like to finger it this way, where I'm using my 2nd, 3rd, and 4th finger, so that I can come behind this my 2nd finger with my 1st finger, so I have a little bit more support in getting that note. So if I play it this way, same exact notes, I'm just putting my 1st finger behind there, so that way I can get some support. You can play it this way. So all over that C chord with that bass line. Super cool stuff. Alright guys, that was the video. Thanks for sticking around. Let me know what you want to see next. I love doing this type of technique videos. I got a lot of time on my hands because of this quarantine type stuff. So let me know down below what you want to see next.